Today on Powerstroke Problems, we are installing a KC turbo on an 06 F250 6-liter. So if you come over here, you can see. Come over here. You have one hold down bolt here with a little nipple on it. You have one hold down over here. And then from 04 and up, you will have a bolt that goes straight up and down in the back. Early 03s will go horizontally. So you got one on the back and two in the front. You'll pull off your intercooler piping, your V-bands for your up pipes and your down pipe, and then you'll pull your intake out as well. So we'll go over to the truck and I will show you what I have out. So I took the passenger side intercooler pipe out, I took the intake out on the driver's side, and then I have the V-band off the down pipe here, I have the V-band off the up pipes over here. They're both deep 11s if they're factory. And then you'll see one hold down in the mount here, and you'll see that little tit sticks out and holds the turbo right there. So once you get the hold down, 3 hold down bolts out, you take your feed line off. If it's steel braided, you only have to take it off from the top and you can kind of bend it over. This one is a single piece steel one, so you have to pull the whole thing out. It's a 10 millimeter at the bottom where it goes in the oil cooler housing, and then it's 2 10s at the top. And then once you get that out, the turbo will be free. And once the turbo is free, there's a drain right down in the middle there. And that's the only thing you got to worry about coming out of now. So once that's out, here. So this is a factory 06 turbo, and this is the KC. I'm not specifically sure which one this is, but we'll put it in the description. It's definitely a little different looking than the factory one, but this is a direct drop-in, which means you can just unbolt this one, pull it out, clean up your surfaces, put new seals, which they give you for your turbo feed and your drain, and then you can reinstall the new turbo. Once we get this one in, we'll show you and we'll go from there. I got the old drain out and then put the new seals on it. I put grease on either end, and I'll take it back out just to show you how it goes in there. It just slides out. These 2 little tabs go up top because they rest on your turbo pedestal. This slides in your high pressure oil pump cover. You just wiggle it a little bit with the grease on it. It'll go in. Then once it's in all the way, those 2 tabs just sit right there on the turbo pedestal. Make sure this has grease on it because you'll leave that in there. And as you put the turbo in, you'll put it onto the drain. So I will get the turbo in there, and then we should go from there. The intercooler pipe is, I use a long extension with a deep 11. That looks tight. Tighten the one down at the intercooler. install the intake. This way. Sadly, cover up the turbo. The breather. Okay. Take the other piece of the intake. This is gonna go in here. This one's always a pain in the fucking ass. Now, it is a 6-liter, so even though we didn't take any coolant out, we got to top it off before we start it. And then we can go from there. Alrighty, so we just did a quick oil change on it. We got the intercooler pipe back in, we got the intake back in, got the turbo all set together, got it plugged in. KC wants you to fill the turbo with oil before you put it in, but if you just fill the top of it with oil, it's just going to leak through and come out the drain. So what I like to do is get everything in there, leave the key off inside the truck, and then you come over here and you grab your exciter wire from your inner fender. You pull this out. Now with the key off, crank it over. Alright, that should be plenty enough to get oil pressure through everything. Get oil start flowing through the turbo. Now, make sure, double check everything's good. I always just run a list through my head of what I touch, make sure I remember tightening it, like the intercooler piping, the V-bands, the hold down bolts, the turbo feed line. Now that that's all in there, we can go in, we can hit the key, fire it up, let it idle for a few minutes, get oil through everything, and then go take it for a test drive, make sure there's no leaks, and see how this is compared to the factory one.